Hello and welcome to Sobha Realty Training Centre. Today I'm here with Mikel Arteta to find out about those personal off-pitch details, helping to make all the difference on it.
Hello.
Mikel, hello, good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing?
See you in a while.
All good?
I'm all good, I'm all good. Mikel, so we're here today to find out about the details that make you the coach that you are, and I don't know, some of the passions may be away from the pitch, but that help you make the difference on it as well. So we're going to take it all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Your life in Spain, and I suppose where it started for you at La Masia? Wait,
Masia.
La Masia. I've been trying La Masia. I don't know, it's been described as a unique and inspiring place. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I think the environment and the people within the environment defines you as a person or whatever you do in life. And that was a very particular environment. It was unique in the sense that they recruited and they made us live together, probably the biggest talents in Spain at the time, in the most unique way. And I was blessed that I had to share those 2.5 years with one of the best people that I probably could picked in the world, that they turned to be superstars in the next 20 years. And some of them were Pepe Reina or Victor Valdez or Andrés Iniesta or Xavi or Puyol, all in the same...
Just a few names, yeah?
In the same house. You know?
Wow.
So as you can imagine, that was an experience that marked probably my way of understanding the profession, and then how much I learned from the best of the time.
I mean, I suppose it was super competitive because you all know, I suppose, the goals and where you wanted to get to and being in that environment. But how did that impact you as a person as well, as a man? Well, a young boy back then.
Yeah, I was 14. So it was the first time I moved from San Sebastian, my home city, 600 kilometers away from home. You've been thrown there. Yeah. And you have to survive. As you said, it was unique because it was very competitive. But at the same time, that's where I learned the sense of a team, about caring about each other. We can compete, but we have to cooperate and we have to look after each other, and we have to really be thinking about, okay, how do I make the person next to me better, actually, because the influence that we had, all of us emotionally, was really high. We used to go to school together. We had to do a lot of activities together. We needed each other. You feel very lonely at 14 in a very different place, in a big city, in a place with huge expectations. And I think it was a big platform for the rest of my career.
And is that where you first met Johan Cruyff? There?
Yes.
And what was the impact that he had on you?
It was more, with Johan, it was more what he built and the history and a way of thinking about the game that he created, more actually than the person, because I met the person 2 times. But the fact that in his way of thinking about the game and the philosophy that he implemented in Barcelona, it was such a belief from everywhere. That was a way to look at the game and to play the game. And then it goes on your veins. It goes like, once you understand why he did it and how he did it, everything was aligned to that. And I think that's something very, very powerful in a football club, because the identity then becomes really, really strong.
Would you say there's some similarities of what you kind of had there to what Hale End is?
There are similarities, very different, to compare very different cultures. I think the fact that we had the opportunity to live 24/7 together. Yeah. And here we don't have the possibility to do that. Some of the rules in this country as well that don't allow this kind of environment to be created. But that sense of belonging that I sense at the club, with all the academy and the history of the club, that's very, very similar.
And what, you're a parent of teenage boys, so when you see the likes of the youngsters that come through kind of the system, Max Baumann, obviously Bukayo, Miles Lewis-Skelly, there's so many that we can keep rolling off. I don't know, does that give you a sense of pride when you see that?
Huge pride, but huge responsibility as well, because I've been there. I went from playing 16, 17 years, almost what it was like a League One with Barcelona and DB team, which was already very early, to play for PSG in the Champions League a week later with 17. So people doesn't realize the consequences of exposing a player to this level, because the whole context changes. So they have different times, different responsibilities, the press is on them. The expectations that you have on them emotionally, physically, there are huge, financially, huge implications. You are away from your comfort zone, away from your family. You have no friends. You have to build the trust of a team, of a coach, of a whole supporter club, that they are all, who is this guy? Is he going to help us? So to earn that trust in all those elements is something that requires a lot of detail and caring. So I am very proud because we have now some players that really belong to us from the beginning, but as well the sense of responsibility to do the right thing for them, not to rush things, but to give them the right exposure at the same time is big.
Is that when you came in as manager then? Because everyone spoke about how you wanted to shape the culture, the environment, but mainly as well, you really focused on making this a family atmosphere and how family is so important.
One of the objectives is whoever comes through that door, whoever comes to any facility or anything related to the club comes with an energy. Yeah. I hope that you come here every time you go through those gates and you feel, wow, I'm proud of that. I've been part of this history. I feel, you know, that this is representing who and the piece that I contributed to the history of this club. And then we can build from that. And that was the main objective. First of all, culture means create a context, a place where everybody can be himself, because we have so many different cultures, to be one, that everybody is proud and enjoying and accountable for. And if you do that, we'll have a really good place to give ourselves the chance to work every day.
Do you have those non-negotiables that go with having those values here?
Yes, there are a lot. One, for me, it's the most important one is the passion for what we do. You need to have that. If you don't have the passion to be part of this football club, to play football, to do whatever role that you are committed to do here, you are not in the right place. If you do, you have a chance. Afterwards, for me, is respect. To understand that there is a big part, which is what I want to do with my profession, with my life, with my motivations, but the other one is the we, which is what we want to accomplish as well as a club or as a team. And within that, there is another one, that is that you have to be accountable for what you have to do. And that's always possible if the standards are high. For me, rules are okay as a first step, because there have to be certain rules, but after what it needs to drive the culture is the standards, because when the standards are so high, people just live with those standards. So you don't even have to talk about you are late or your body language is there. The standards at the end, the context is taking you to behave in a certain way. And if you don't, you just get exposed. People won't trust you, and the moment you lose trust from people, you're out.
I love that. And I just love the kind of culture and the environment, because it's not just about the on-pitch stuff like we've been speaking about. So there's even new things when I come back here that I'm learning what you've done as being a manager, because when I was here as a player, we've got the olive tree now. That wasn't here when I was here, but it has so much context to it. Can you share why you brought that here?
Well, when I did, and I hear a lot of things about the culture and the people and behaviors, so what I did is I got somebody to, for 3 months, talk to everybody at the club with a lot of different roles, different personalities, different responsibilities. How it would describe individually what it is to work for us, you know? And you have to put it in a word cloud. All the work that you do, it has to be something that we can publish one day, but in one word. And I want to see what the biggest word is. Okay. And that word, I'm not going to mention it, I didn't like it. So it had to be changed. So the way I did is, we need to do something that is living, something that is there every single day, and that we can act on it. So then I bought a tree. I had the idea of the tree because it represents the roots of the football club, and that's for me the culture. So what is living, and this is beautiful. It is beautiful, the roots and the vitamins that and everything that the tree needs are in order, and they are taken care every single day. So I bought it got the same time as the football club from 1886, so all the years that it's got more than 100 years, this tree. And then we are responsible to look after it. So, and if we do daily, and it has the water and enjoyment and the passion and the detail to everything, it will look good, because this tree is not ideal in this weather and in this context. So that's the challenge that I put the olive tree, because in any environment, if not, we leave it, and our environment needs a lot of detail, a lot of attention, because it can fluctuate, and one day the storm can come in, and how you react to that. Because it's easy when the sun is out and it has a lot of water, it will be fine. When it gets windy and it's frozen, and with this, how are we going to look after that? And that was a way to represent that in a living thing.
Like, I love it because that's then, like you said, the meaning behind it, for every player to know it and actually pass that on when someone new comes in and explain that story. Like, that's special.
A lot of players, they sit here, do the stretching, or they do, I see them praying, they touch it, and you have to have that sense of belonging with something, and you can do that in many ways. There is a lot of people that represent the culture and the values of these clubs in a way. To me, they are so valuable, and it's a lot of things that you need to continue.
What other passions do you have away from the pitch? Let's start with sport first.
Sports, tennis.
Okay.
When I was young, till 14, well, at 14 I had to decide football or tennis.
Oh, did you?
That's why how competitive I was. Then I left it, so now I play paddle when I can.
Everyone plays paddle now.
So it's coming to England very strong now. You're building paddle courts everywhere. It's great fun because there is the chemistry with your couple.
Yeah.
But the opponent is very close, so it creates that competitiveness that I really like. And then I'm very passionate about learning, especially from other sports and other coaches, things that we can implement and make it better. And they are not necessarily tactically, they can be tactically, but it can be about culture, about methods, about way of communicating, about activities that we can do as a team, the roles within a team, which is something that in football is like pre-established. In other sports it's completely different. The relation between the manager or the coaches and players. In other sports, they are much more accountable, they are not that dependent on the coach, and they have more freedom to do that.
Were there any things that when you were playing tennis that you're like, yes, that's transferable to me as a football player, or that you bring in?
Mental toughness, I mean, is the way that you have to go from one point to the next point, 3 seconds. It's action after action after action. You win a tennis game by 3 points or 5 points. After 5 hours, the margin are 3 or 5 points. That's it. But you play for 5 hours, so that means how important the next ball is. And tennis, you cannot blame anybody. Everything is on you. In football, we can say the manager got it wrong, or this, or the fans are here, the pitch is not good, or the teammates are not good enough. In tennis, is really tough, and I think it was really useful to control your own emotions and to be constantly on the zone. You a great point, fine. When you miss it, go again.
How do you bring that into a young player to be like, okay, yes, here's the training, but actually holistically and other things that can help you become elite?
There are many factors. At the end, we try to build what I call total players. A total player is a player that has a high level of trust with a high level of potential of talent. But that means that in any context, not only if you are very good on 1v1s, you're going to be high level of trust, high level of potential there. But what about when you are a finisher?
Yeah.
Or when you haven't played at the weekend and on Monday morning we train? What are your standards in training? What are your standards when you have to pay attention in a meeting to a detail that might help us to win the game? Or when you have to leave the standards telling somebody, here, this is not acceptable. And just building those characters, those personalities, that everything is important. You cannot be super good at one specific aspect because that's not enough at the level that we are today.
You mentioned the word finishers there. I suppose I originally heard it come from rugby, but then same thing, the impact of actually you're not a sub and switching your mindset, but it's the impact how you can come on and finish the game now. So is that the new terminology that you use?
Yes, I learned it from rugby. I learned it from the All Blacks because the head coach of the All Blacks is a good friend of mine now. And it's something they've been using for many, many years. And it's different. Rugby, they don't have a name in the back of the shirts. So you are a number, you have a role. Whatever it is, the role, you have to fulfill it at your best. And it's something that I loved, because something what it gets in the way of not performing when the team needs you the most, which is the last 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game, is that your ego gets in the way in the wrong way. Egos are great when they are used in a really powerful way towards the team, but if that gets in the way of the team, it can take a lot from the team. And we used it, and so far this season, you see every winning team, the impact of the finisher are huge. And if we can do that, we have a much better chance to be successful.
I know one of your other passions is cooking and reading. So I'm going to stay with reading because you just mentioned the All Blacks. The book that I love, Legacy, is about the All Blacks, right? And one of the terms that I always remember is don't be an energy sapper. Yeah. But people speak about you being this positive, intense energy. Where does that come from?
Probably the way I was raised and educated, and then how lucky I feel to do what I do when I do it. And I wake up every single morning and I have the same energy. My wife said, where are you going already? 5 a.m. It's I can't wait to come here and start to work and see the guys here preparing the coffee machines and preparing everything for the players come in. It's my passion. It is what I love doing, and look at this environment. I mean, how lucky we are.
I was in there early, the Performance Centre, and saw the sign, everything matters. Yeah. So you've just mentioned a coffee machine, and it's clear to me that everything does matter. Having the state-of-the-art facility, just was that so important to make sure everything was right when you came?
For me, it does. I mean, I walk and I'm obsessed with these things, but this net, if it's tense or if it's folding, someone has done that this morning, you know, and all the leaves are there in the right way, and the car park is like this in the right way, and the cars are clean. And if you do that, that's the standards. You're going to do it with these standards. I think it has a knock-on effect for the next person within his role to fulfill it again with that passion, with that detail, and with that care and love, basically.
Mikel, I appreciate your time. I feel like I've learnt so much already. I love coming away from Humans having learnt something. I feel like it makes me grow. If there's one more detail you'd say about yourself that you're working on to improve as a coach or a human, what would that be?
Probably being present. Our job, the industry in general, the necessity of now and winning and everything can take you a little bit away from that. I've learned I'm a terrible loser. So I like to win everything. When I pick my kids, everything is understanding that the power of losing a game cannot outweigh the other incredible things that you have in your profession. If that takes you to a place that you become a different person, think in a different way, treat people in a different way, it's not worth it, you know, because it is part of what we do, unfortunately, and it's so random and unpredictable. So do everything that you can, enjoy while you are doing it, surround yourself by the best people, and every single day recycle that and make sure that people are improving and giving the chance to fulfill their potential, and the rest hopefully will come.
I love it. Thank you. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.